Good day, good day, good day, good day, good day, good day. This is Mr. Anderson doing another charge. I was doing rideshare yesterday, and these two guys were coming from downtown partying, I guess, or whatever, and we just had like a good little conversation. They were talking. One guy was showing the guy from out of town, just kind of telling him where everything was and everything about the Sound Stadium, and then the new Titan Stadium, and the hockey. And they were just talking, joking. They had been drinking, you can tell a little bit. And the guy got out. He was like, "Man, I don't know what this was. I didn't know what this was rolling around in the back of your car." And so he handed it to me. And why was it a tomato? A whole tomato. Somebody dropped, and it was rolling around in my back seat. I was like, man, that would have been a crazy lost and found. I bet somebody was mad, and I know what it was. It was a couple that got out that I picked up at Walmart, and I guarantee you, I think it was there. Like, I bet they were mad. It was a nice, plump tomato too, juicy, and I don't even like tomatoes, yeah. But it was a nice, plump, juicy tomato too at that. And it just was funny, man. I laughed, and when he got out, I said, "Man, thanks for the tomato." But anyway, I'll just go still, aligning myself with my higher self, man. Still going, doing strong, holding on, even though all the things is going on. Still not finding the work that I want, and management, and just dealing with a lot of stuff right now. Of course, still going through it, still understanding the feelings, still, man, growing through it, still feeling the feelings, still, taking it one day at a time, enjoying the moments. And that's what we need, every once in a while, is really to be able to sit back and really. And it's funny you say that. I was talking to my son the other day, and he was talking about he wasn't feeling himself one day, and he wasn't really feeling himself, feeling kind of down, and what he was saying, he just wanted to be more of a help to me, and wanted to be more, do more. He felt like he really wasn't doing what he needed to be doing. And I was like, yeah, that's, especially being your age, you really start thinking about stuff. And I know what it was, his cell phone. When something's, what's the word? When you have to be in the moment and listen to your thoughts and not be distracted, yeah, it's gonna hit different. And that's a lot of people distract themselves, or they don't know that they're distracting themselves, or just so much distractions going on that they don't realize a lot of things until you have to sit still. And then that's when you really start thinking about things, and that voice in your head, that God in your head tell you or shows you something, or reminds you of things. And that's why I say you gotta stop. We have to, you gotta put the phone down. You gotta get off these social media sites every once in a while. You really gotta detox yourself from certain things so you can see. And it's funny that I say that. There's a situation that I was made aware of, that I don't know how to put it, but same thing. People distract themselves from being accountable. You eliminate or find a way to not deal with the truth. So you find mechanisms or distractions or ways around it, whether it be one of them out of sight, out of mind deals that keep you from being accountable, for people to be accountable for the mistakes they made or the truth. And it's funny, yet it's sad at the same time that we do that. And that's one of the parts of me, man. I'm really growing. I'm really growing in my thoughts and who I am. And, I'm really looking at my time differently now. It's like I spent the first half of my life doing certain things. Dang, just ran a red light. And then now it's like, do I really want to spend the rest of my life chasing or putting myself aside or doing something? And that's that selfishness in me, that protective selfishness. It's like I want to protect myself from making these same mistakes that I made, and put myself aside or doing certain things differently than I did in the first half of, I'm almost 50. It's like, man, like, do I want to spend the rest of my life like this, especially in this state that I'm in right now? Like, man, I'm starting over from scratch and owing and debt. Like, man, no, with no real job, no real source of income, no consistency. But that's what I'm after. I'm after true consistency, true freedom, true consistency. And that's why I love trading, man. I've been doing really well in my trading here lately. I've been really focusing on it more and set my alarms, really learning from my mistakes that I've made, following the price action and following things. I know this is probably talking about your head, and it's just crazy. Like, I believe everything happens for a reason. I believe that, I don't know, for those who know, I took a forklift driving job. Be 100%. I took a forklift driving job, which that it's slow. I don't do much, but while I trade. While I'm driving or while I'm doing my downtime, I got my alarm clock, and I sit when markets open, I'm day trading. I'm looking at the markets. I'm doing my steps, and I'm doing what I'm doing, and getting that psychology in my mind of not over trading, not over leveraging, not overthinking, just being patient, and that all that stuff comes into life. That's why I love it, trading so much. It's just it gives me boundaries and gives me a system. It gives me consistency of life, not just trading, but it's life. And as I'm looking at I'm doing time management. I'm doing philosophy, not philosophy, but I guess you'd say philosophizing. I'm looking at the philosophies and the psychologies and the things of trading and life, and building upon it. I'm accountable for my mistakes. I know the mistakes I made, and maybe I won't say it's going to haunt me for a long time, but it's going to make me think differently. It's going to make me feel differently. It's going to make me move a little bit differently. I know one thing. I love my children. I love my family. I love what I've been able to accomplish in those times. Yet now it's slate is clean, and it's time for me to rebuild. It's hard. It's depressing, stressing, But at the same time, it's growth. It's me growing through the truth. It's me being accountable, you know, and staying in my head and thinking, yet now it's and not talking, but it's and I shut a lot of stuff off. I don't have a lot of stuff on. I'm on social media more when I'm working. 'Cause I don't do nothing. It's just like, man, after I get off the markets, after I hit my target on the markets, it's like, man, just sitting around. I'm walking around with a damn broom in my hand. And as I was doing that one actually, yes, Friday, was it Friday? So I'm doing that Friday. I was sweeping the floors on the warehouse, walking around with the push broom, and I noticed the spider webs, and the spider webs were at the base of the pole. It was a big, probably 6 inches. No, it's like 12-inch by 12 pole that went from the floor all the way to the roof of the ceiling, and I was curious. I was like, why is the spiders down at the base of the pole? And I was like, I didn't understand. I didn't think about it. And as I was walking around, it just made me think about that. And it dawned on me, like, wow. Now I was like, wow, I know, because the lights in that warehouse, they're like an automatic light. So the light only comes on, when there's movement. And being that there's nobody there at night, so the lights are off, that's when all the bugs are crawling around on the floor. And that's where the spiders are able to make their webs. Because, you usually see spiders up high in the corners and stuff, but they were like at the base of the thing. Big, nice, small webs. And I was just like, wow. That made me think, you really have to adapt and understand your situation, and adapt and move in that space, or move in that energy, or that flow, or that just move in that. And it just really got me thinking about that. Like, I was just amazed. I was like, wow, that's where the spiders are making their nest, making their stuff, is at the base, because the ants or bugs or whatever, they'll crawl across the floor, and they'll crawl into their web trying to get up, or if they were trying to crawl down the pole, they're going to get caught in their web. So that's a good place for them to be. And it's like, we have to put ourselves in the right positions to align ourselves with what we need, and what nutrients we need, what tools we need, what resources we need, and it just blew my mind at that. And I was just like, even me thinking about it now, I was like, wow, I really have to put myself where I need to be. And that's what my mindset is now. It's like, man, I don't want to go back to being what I did or who I was before. I want to use the understanding and the knowledge to better myself and to do what it is that I need to do. Not just for myself, for my kids, for my family, and for those who need it. For you guys that maybe need some encouragement or a story to align themselves with, or that they can relate to. It's like, man, we got to change sooner or later. Some people do. I mean, I'm not gonna say all of them do, because, man, I'm it's hard. The hard part of this, and my mind is seeing and being around people and situations, and my mind always want to help, but everybody don't need my everybody don't want help. People don't want help. They want comfort. Damn. They want comfort. A lot of people just want comfortability. I just want to be comfortable. And I understand that. I mean, I'm not saying that I do too in a certain sense, but there's levels to it. There's certain levels to comfort and abundance that you can have. Yet it takes work, it takes effort, it takes growing, it takes alignment, it takes accountability, it takes selfishness, it takes work, it takes effort. And that's what I was telling my son, like, man, you know what to do. We done had this conversation over and over and over again. And then I get to a point where I don't want to talk. I'm tired of talking. I get to a point where I'm tired of talking. I'm tired of that. Just, I want action. Show me. Show me. And it's funny because at my job, they fired the girl that handled the billing. I guess she handled the routing, the shipping and receiving. I think she handled that. And it's like the guys that they got, the people they have there, they are their sales, so they don't know nothing about the shipping and receiving. So it's just been all crazy, all over the place, all crazy. And it's like, wow, man. I'm like, wow. And it's just been slow and unorganized, and it's, my mind is like, and then I talk to these people, they don't know my background. They don't know my background. They don't know my background. They don't know what I've done and what I've achieved, what I've seen. They don't know none of that. So it's like, when they're speaking to me as like an outsider, but I can see the truth in it from my perspective and from their perspective. Yet I understand systems, I understand business, I understand those things. And when you don't have a contingency plan and you just let something go, what do you expect? You know, it's just like I said the other day, one of my other videos, it's like, you have to be somewhat prepared. You have to be prepared before you can do it, unless that person just got to go. If that person just got to go, this person just got to go. Yet, then we'll figure it out after that. But somebody's got to step up and do something. But that's part of communication. It's part of communication. It's part of some things. But man, it's just, you have to put yourself in the right position to get what you need, you know, to succeed or to be where you want to be, to align yourself, to create better for yourself and your family, and with all the stuff that's going on in this world right now, in this country, and you know, these storms, and just the people getting laid off, and companies closing, and companies moving. Everything is shifting. Everything, money is shifting, resources shifting. Things are changing. AI is changing things, but it's a good thing. Yet we have to grow with it. You have to evolve with those things, but you got to evolve in your mind yourself first before you could do anything. And that's why I go back to, like they said, you got to put your mask on first before you put somebody else's on. You got to help yourself first. And I look at certain things in my life, and I look at certain situations in my life, and it really, that business mind of mine kicks in. It's like, man, do I really want to allocate my time for that? Do I really want to allocate lights? Do I really want to, that's Cybertruck right there. Do I really want to put that much effort in it? For what? You know, do I really want to do things? And it's making me execute certain things differently. That's the wrong word. Not execute certain things. It's making me move differently. It's all about the execution. it's all about doing things differently, and me seeing that and me being that and doing that, and really understanding. And it's hard, but it's easy at the same time, because I know I have to be the one to make the change. So things are different. I see things differently, and it hurts. When I think about my children in certain situations, and things, and the things that have to sacrifice and have had to sacrifice all these years, and I don't want to move that way, throughout the rest of my life. So I'm adjusting. I have my system that I want to create. I have my business that I want to create, that I have created, and my trading. I'm good. And my family, my children, my mom, my brother, my sisters, my nieces, nephews, cousins, and, the ones that love me, that's part of my life. It's going to keep me going. That I have to be the one to change. I have to be the one to recalibrate myself. So, man, I tell you, the situation that I got now, what's going on now, man. Sometimes, like, I just laugh, or thinking about certain things, and it's just like, it's funny, but it's sad. Sometimes it's a sad laugh. Like that. It just really is, when you really think about it. But what can you do? What can you do in certain situations? That's what I'm learning too, is I gotta let go. I gotta let go. I gotta let go of certain things. I gotta let go of certain energies, people, situations, understandings, and what really aligns with my purpose and my direction and my truth and my true freedom. That's really all this matters. And yes, if they call me selfish, call me selfish. That's just how it's gonna be. I'm gonna enjoy my life. I'm gonna eat the way I want to eat, exercise, make money, make better decisions. Love, laugh, and live. Man, that's what we got to do. That being said, man, I appreciate you guys, and keep pushing, keep that grip. Take a moment, clear your mind for a minute, set your phone down, and walk out the room. If you got a balcony, set your phone down, sit on the balcony for a minute, leave your phone in the house. Count the cars, look at the trees, listen to the breeze, feel the engine of the train go by. Close your eyes and feel those the vibrations of the world, of life, of God, of being. And breathe. That's one thing I've been doing here lately, is breathe. Let it out. Let it in. Let it out. This is Mr. Anderson, and I approve this message. Y'all be easy.